witches.
Lisa is such a good tarot reader. Lisa is such a good tarot reader. I've experienced that for myself because Lisa's read for me quite a few times. But as a mod on her channel, I've also seen loads of times when people have said things like, oh yeah, that really resonates, or that's exactly it, you've hit the nail on the head. And because she doesn't sugarcoat, she just tells it like it is. It can really be quite an emotional and cathartic experience because they're not just being told what they want to hear, they're being told, as she says it, what you need to know. So I definitely recommend her. It's a really good idea to sign up for one of her memberships because they're such good value. You can be part of private live streams that take place before the main ones. And then you're in a much smaller group of people, so you're not competing with all these other people to get a reading. And it's also just a chance to chat with other like-minded people who have that kind of spirituality.
They're witches.
So, apparently I'm a witch.
'Cause she's a witch.
We've got a witch!
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch!
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back!
Hello, I am here. I'm trying to press things. There we go. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Beyond Authentic, where we are going to be doing some tarot reading for the next couple of hours or so. It is 5 minutes past 7 here in the UK. We're going to be going through till 9 o'clock in the UK, so 9 p.m. Don't forget, if you are coming in from another time zone, do please let us know, because I'm a nosy cow and I like to know where you're coming in from. So let me just swap over the housekeeping. So there we go. This down here at the bottom of the screen and at the top, these are the rules of the channel, basically. Please do the YouTubey things as you're coming in. Hit that thumbs up button. That would be really lovely. Give us one of these lovely thumbs ups. Also, hit your bell, and if you haven't already, hit your notifications. Change them to all. Oh. And that way YouTube should let you know whenever I go live or upload and post a video. Right, I'm just getting the chat up and running because for some reason YouTube is acting a little bit weird at the moment. Oh my God, we've just passed 1,500 subscribers. That is awesome. Way! Yay! Thank you to everybody. That is great. We've gone past 1,500. That is awesome. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I'm really happy. Well done. Yay! Yay! 1,500 is friggin' awesome. That is, now listen, I know it's not a lot in the grand scheme of things on that there YouTube, but oh my gosh, that is a big number. It really, really is. That is awesome. Thank you to everybody for subscribing and sticking with the channel as we've gone through a few ups and downs and upheavals over this last year. I do hope to be going back to doing more streaming at some point. I need to talk to the mods. That might not be until next year now because, you know, health is unfortunately going to health, if that makes sense. Life is being a bit lifey at the moment. So all I can really say is that I will be back to doing some more streams as and when I can. In the meantime, do please keep an eye out for do please hit that button so that YouTube, sorry, there we go. Well, I'm going to stop messing with it now. Do please hit the button so YouTube can let you know whenever I do go live at the moment, which is every Sunday, 7 p.m, 6 p.m. for the members on a Sunday, and also a random Friday each month. We do a members only Friday night natter, which is more of a, it can be an hour, It can be 4.5 hours. It completely depends. Hello all, says Ed. Holland says hi everyone. Dormouse says hi Holland and Ed. Patricia says evening all. You sound like a police officer there, Patricia. Evening all. Yep, as Patricia says, to get a free reading, please wait until Lisa announces a free round, then type your question into the live chat. Yep, this is what I was about to say. We do tarot readings. Don't forget, you can get yourself a completely free tarot reading on this channel. All you need to do is wait until I hit that magic. You'll hear this noise. Hang on, where is it? Where is it? There we go. You'll hear this noise. And at that moment, it tells you that I am opening a round. When that happens, it is time to get your question in. Dead simple. Once your question comes through, one of them will get selected at random. So it's not everybody who types a question is guaranteed. One person's question will get picked for that round. Then I do that reading and then I'll open up another round. So there we go. Off we go. Another round. Everything's grand. If, however, you want to guarantee your reading is up next, you can do so by sending a super chat of any amount, and that will come through and you'll guarantee your next 3-card reading. If, though, you want a longer 6 or 7 card reading going into a bit more detail, at the moment I am loving the Traveller's Quest spread from Agatha All Along, and I absolutely adore this spread. I find it very, very insightful. So if you want one of those, all we ask is that your donation be $10, sorry, or £8 or more. The way it works on this channel is 10% of everything is automatically goes across to the PDSA, with People's Dispensary for Sick Animals, which is a charity here in the UK. And then another 10% I donate to the Bladder Cancer UK charity, which are the ones that have been helping me deal with bladder cancer and whatever's going on currently. So we'll find out more about that after tomorrow. Hopefully it's, I know it sounds awful. Hopefully it's just my appendix grumbling, being difficult, and hopefully it isn't the cancer. You know, I hope it's low-level appendicitis. That's awful, isn't it? Isn't it bad when you've got to make those you know, you'd rather have one bad option rather than the other bad option. But no doubt, life will life. No matter what happens, life will life. So then, I hope everybody is doing okay. How was your Halloween, everyone? Did you trick-or-treat? Did you go trick-or-treating? Did you have lots of kids round? Let us know. How was your Dia de los Muertos? Did you have a little altar celebration? Did you have La Catrina up and running? Lego have got, I know, right? I'm not going to talk about Lego, but there is a figure that they are moving forward with that could well be out in 2026. So this coming year could well be out maybe for October time, maybe September, October time. That is a La Catrina buildable figure. It looks like an amazing skeleton figure with obviously the painted La Catrina face. But the one that has been made, and the idea that has, because they've got this scheme that fans can upload their own designs, and if they get enough votes, Lego can approve it and make it as a special limited edition set. This set is 89 centimeters high. She literally, from the ground, will come up to here of La Catrina. Absolutely looks amazing. I doubt they'll do it that high. It'll probably be a scaled down version that's maybe, you know, maybe, you know, a foot or 2 foot tall. But oh my God, the idea of getting an 89, nearly 90 centimeter high La Catrina figure that is buildable, sounds awesome to me. So yeah, I love this time of year. We took the dogs out earlier, and that was a lot of fun, having them pull and everything. The only thing I don't like at this time of year are the fireworks in the UK, because people are idiots and they don't think about dogs or cats or hedgehogs or anything else that is out and about, and scared of the boom boom booms. So Alvy does get scared. The other two are fine, but Alvy gets very scared of the fireworks. And they were already letting them off earlier this evening, so that wasn't great. But I will say my Halloweens tend to be a little bit low, what's it called? Not low effort, low something. Low scale. There we go. On a quieter scale, put it that way. Purely and simply because I like the souls of the dead to be wherever they are or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't really want to contact dead relatives. I honour my dead relatives. Don't really want them to pop back. Thank you very much. Because what if they pop back and then they like it here and they go, oh, actually, we're going to hang around. No, thank you. No thanks. Go and put the kettle on in the other space. That'd be nice. Yeah, put the kettle on and wait for me. I know, right? So yes, my understanding of Dia de los Muertos is slowly changing, and I'm growing to quite like the modern version of the holiday of the Day of the Dead. I really do. You went out. Oh my God, you are so organised. Dormouse, you are so organised. You went out yesterday at the producers' market to get Christmas gifts. The first outing with thermals on, it was a tad cooled. You've started to get the issue of kids throwing fireworks at cars. So dangerous. It really is. It really is. But you know what? They were doing that when I was growing up. And that's, 25 years ago now, when I was a teenager. So yeah, it's always been a thing that I think. And the thing is, kids have always been kids, haven't they? They've always been kids. And you'll always get the kids that do all the things that their parents are like, and the kids are always going to go off a bit mental. They're going to, get a bottle of ... either white lightning, or they're getting a WKD or white lightning, or a what were the other things called? A hooch, lemon hooch, or 2020. They're always going to get that. Kids are always going to get some level of alcohol, and they're always going to be down the recce or down the park, down the swings, drinking that alcohol. They're always going to do that. No matter what happens, kids will be kids. You may or may not. The one thing I will say, apart from on my street, which is a bit Scallyville, I don't see a lot of kids smoking. Do you know what I mean? Like, I often see older people smoking, and they look quite haggard these days. Puffing on a fag, on a cigarette for those of you in the States. But you know what I mean, sucking a cancer stick. I don't often see younger people smoking. When I was at school, everybody smoked. I didn't. I was like, nope, my lungs are pure. I wasn't that virtuous, but I purposely didn't smoke when everybody else did. And it wasn't until I left school, literally about 6 months later, that I picked up my first cigarette. Because I was like, peer pressure's not going to get to me. But then I started smoking. But I don't often see children, like teenagers, smoking that much. It really has gone out of fashion. I see them vaping. I don't see them smoking. So that's a good thing. I don't know how I came onto that subject. Probably in a roundabout waffly kind of way. But that's just me. That's what we're here for. I've got on my desk tonight the Crow Tarot deck. It is a beautiful deck. Very crow-like, as you'd probably expect. Good evening, Ellis. Hello, my friend. Good evening all. Long time no see. I know. Where have you been? What's happening in your neck of the woods, Ellis? How are you doing? How is the work, love, health going? All of the above. But yes, lots. It's a really cool deck, the Crow Tarot. So we're going to... vaping is a big problem in colleges. At least it isn't smoking. It's not quite as bad as smoking, but I do think it's very bad. What? It was hard. Do you remember in A&E when a driver got distracted with kids throwing fireworks off behind the car? Another kid walked out in between cars, dressed in black, got knocked over and killed. Oh my God. Oh my God, can you imagine being that driver who like is trying to dodge and weave in between having fireworks thrown at them and then bang. Nightmare, absolute nightmare that would be. Yeah, I just wish they wouldn't. I wish they wouldn't. I wish in the UK, I've said it before and I'll say it again many times, I wish they would ban fireworks except for organised events at set times of year like they do in the States. So you can have Halloween, you can have bonfire night, you can have Christmas and New Year, and then maybe, like, I don't know what it would be, the equivalent of the 4th of July, whatever, you know, the King's birthday or whatever day, whatever other day, to have them off, apart from things like the Olympics and big sporting things. But those would be the only times that you would be able to, you'd be able to get them. That is what I personally would like to have happen in the UK. So yes, that is, because again, dogs, children, people, not everybody likes fireworks. I don't mind looking at them. Although somebody was telling us the other day about silent fireworks that don't go bang, they just have the lights. That could work. Ban all bang bang fireworks and just have, oh, but then again, you still get the issue of kids throwing them around. I don't know, I just ban them all. Ban them all. Ban them all. Divine Timing, you can do. We'll be opening up the rounds very, very, very shortly. You don't like fireworks at all, you never have. I like the look of them. I don't understand them because I think there's a very expensive thing. And I like the look. You know when you get the big firework displays? So I like being, ideally, I like being cozy in my house with the window, like curtain open, looking at them. That's my ideal. But I do quite like the idea of being all wrapped up nice and snugly with a jacket potato straight out the bonfire. You're not allowed to do that anymore, but this is what we did when we were kids. Straight out the bonfire, jacket potato, a little bit of cheese or beans or whatever else. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then eating that with the gloves on, watching fireworks. That, with a raging bonfire, that, absolutely, that's a bit of me, that is. Can't do it these days because obviously we have 3 doggos and they need a lot of care and attention at this time of year because they, well, Alvy especially goes absolutely into meltdown. But I think that would be really, really lovely, really genuinely lovely. But someone knocked on the door. If we didn't have the dogs, I would absolutely be at a firework display, having a jacket potato, cheese and beans, watching. I really would. You've been listening but got sidetracked. That's not a problem at all, Divine Timing. License and specific offence. You like drone displays? Yeah, kinda. Yeah, kinda. I haven't seen any in person. I've seen the ones on the telly box. But actually, that's a lie. I've seen them on YouTube. I haven't seen them on the telly box. Yep, I'm going to be opening up a round very shortly. Before I do want to say something. I often forget this and I do want to include this. It's really important. So, just behind me here, look there, is an issue, the latest issue. I think it's issue 54 or 55. My brain can't see it. Oh, hang on. 54. There we go. I thought it was. Of the Necronomicon. This is bloody amazing. If you like, especially at this time of year, if you like horror films, right, get this. If you like 80s horror films, get one of these. If you like supporting small, independent artist type, creator type people, get one of these. If you like supporting one of the mods from the channel, get one of these. They are literally amazing. This has got in it, we've got a British anthology special. So Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. It's such a weird film, that one. Tales from the Crypt, Asylum, From Beyond the Grave. And then we've also got in this one, The Vault of Horrors, The House That Dripped Blood, Dead of Night, The Uncanny. These are all being reviewed in here by Necro Neil, who is probably my oldest friend. I call him my brother from another mother because literally I've known him for 20 odd years since we were both 10, which is a long time now. And this has got films from 1945 to 1977. Really, really good zine. And this is what it looks like. Really old school zine. I absolutely adore it. This has not changed its layout. Little things have changed. Like, it's got better, the editing is better, the spelling mistakes are less. But apart from that, it's kept this same vibe for 54 issues. I really, really get a massive kick out of the back page and the bits all on here. I think it's so funny the way he does it. He's got things like, where did I just read? I'm going to take the M word out, but there, look. Tied up with fairy lights and unalived. There is so many things in here where it's like, what? Evil X handed me my head in a bag. Yeah. But it's so personal to Neil. There are so many amazing reviews in here, and it's made me go and watch a whole bunch of films that I never would have done otherwise. Really, really, really not. I think it's oh, I just love it. I just love it. Anyway, if you want to know how to get yourself one,
legend has it that it was written by the Dark Ones.
It is coming. Necronomicon. Strange tales of the supernatural and the unearthly when the fabled Necronomicon unleashes its ancient secrets.
The secrets of the Necronomicon do not come cheap.
Necronomicon.
What's in the basket? Easter eggs?
absolutely get yourself one. And there aren't Easter eggs in the basket. There aren't. There's not. There was a very rubbery, disconnected Siamese twin. It's not conjoined twin. Sorry, that's very old language, isn't it? I do apologise if that offended anyone. Sometimes my brain reverts back to childhood, and that is what the old term was. But I apologise for that. It is a very interesting read. Why is my chat now not coming up? There we go. Very interesting read. Ellis, sorry, just catching up. You've been busy. Good. Doing what? Secured a full-time job. Oh, that's what you've been busy doing. Ironed out the issues in your relationship and soon potentially moving house. Oh my God. Oh my God. Everything happening all at once. That is bonkers, but it sounds amazing, Ellis. It really does. So that sounds incredible. You've really done things in your life, haven't you? You've really made a huge steps forward. Yeah, exactly, Ed. Exciting times. Well chuffed for you. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Me too. Really, really pleased for you. Really, really, really happy. Oh, and you got your diagnosis. So that's helped put some self-esteem problems to bed. Oh my gosh. We were just talking about that on our members live, Ellis, about how I need to chase mine up. I know, right? They say, what benefit will it give you? It will give me a piece of paper that explains my brain and explains officially the reason I am like I am. And it will allow me access to some support if I need it. That's what it will give me. Well, you've got to this age, 27, and you haven't had it yet. So why do you think it will matter? Because it will make things easier. It will give me a bit of an explanation on my life. It will allow me to look back in, over the things I've done in my life with an explanation. And it will also really importantly, allow me to access some extra help if I need it. In theory, hopefully, fingers crossed. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Anywho, enough about that nonsense. Shall we have some tarot? I believe we should have some tarot. I think it is time. I'm going to be using the Crow Tarot. I also have the Agatha All Along deck with me, the Unfolding Tarot, the Unfolding Path, and the Fifth Spirit Tarot. I also have a lot of very wispy hair that for some reason is wanting to do its own thing. I tell you what I saw just before I go into the tarot. I tell you what I saw. My hair just made me think of like, oh, it's like Medusa's snakes. Have you seen Heidi Klum's Halloween costume this year? If you haven't seen it, Google it. She went as Medusa, but not just with some rubber snakes whipped into her hair. She was a snake, a full body snake, like a full body snake suit, and her hair was alive. Her hair literally was moving snakes. Amazing. And her husband, who I don't know who her husband is, but he went as a stone statue. So he had he was all in cement grey, and he had a sword and a shield. So he was like, so he would pose on the red carpet, and she would look at him. Absolutely amazing. Do go and have a little look. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, you saw her costume. Wasn't it amazing? It was so awesome. And she said apparently she's been planning it for most of the year, and it took 10 hours for her to get into that costume. Isn't it amazing when you've got so much money you can spend 10 hours getting ready for an event? And probably several thousands of pounds, tens of thousands. Anyway, let's crack on. I do think it's time. Are you ready, everybody? It is time for some tarot reading. Let's crack on with the tarot. Otherwise, I could sit here and talk about Halloween costumes all night long. Before we do, though, before we get the first round,
Legend has it
before we
that it was
go on,
written by
here's
the
the
Dark
housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in these areas, please do seek out professionals in these areas. You do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. And remember, please don't share private information here or anywhere else on the internet that you wouldn't want anyone or everyone finding out about now or any time in the future. Yes, indeed. Do watch out for your own information on the internet, not just here. Oh my God, did that play? Did the Necronomicon sound play then as well? I bet it did, didn't it? Apologies. Right, the next round is open, so please do go ahead. Pop your question in the live chat. Starting with the word question. Basically, what the housekeeping said was this is for entertainment purposes only. You do have to be 18 or older to get a question. This is not legal, financial counselling or medical advice, and you make all of your own decisions about your own life. Okay, that is really important. Please be kind to the mods and each other in the chat. This is a safe space for all. We've got the flags and everything up here in the corner. So we've got the trans pride, the non-binary pride, the bisexual flag, the progress pride flag, and we have the straight ally flag along with the Black Lives Matter movement as well. So we support everybody here, whoever you are. We do not discriminate in any way unless you are a dick. If you're a dick, then you'll be booted basically, so don't be a dick. Right then, the mods have given me, what's that? It played two things, thank you. DL was the first one. DL, hang on. Oh gosh, I think I need to move my screen back. DL, question. Hi Lisa, hi DL. My mum and I are huge fans of yours and Rufus's. Really? Mum's having surgery on Tuesday. You were wondering if I could read anything about the outcome. I would love to, but I can't do medical readings like that. It's, what if I was to turn the card over, right, and the death card appeared? Now, death in tarot does not mean death. It doesn't mean somebody passing away. It means the end of a current chapter, the end of a situation, a new start, a new beginning. It doesn't mean somebody is going to pass. But if that card came over, you and your mum would be panicking. If the devil card came up, if the cards looked like there was heartbreak in the cards, or if there was, for whatever reason, if there was anything other than everything is grand, everything is wonderful, everything is great, then it would play on your mind and on your mum's mind. That in and of itself can cause there to be unexpected medical complications, because literally what it would do is it would be, oh, well, you know, Lisa did a reading and, oh, I love Lisa's reading. She's always really accurate and she's always really good. So, oh my God, does that mean that I'm not going to pull through? Oh, does that mean things are going to be bad? I'm not going to survive the operation. Oh no. Well, and then what might happen is you might say, oh, well, in that case, I'm not going to have the surgery. Or you might say, oh, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I don't need to be on no food or water overnight. I just eat the chocolate bar. So that's why I don't do them. What I can do, DL, is if you want to ask another question in the chat a bit later, or if you've got another question ready to roll, I can do you a reading, absolutely. But for medical questions, I don't do the medical advice and the medical answers, because again, there are so many things that tarot is incredibly good at when it comes down to surgical results and things like that. What if I said the surgery is going to be a huge success, and so because of that, your mum didn't do a couple of the pre-surgery things that were needed to? Do you know what I mean? It can alter so many things. It's just something I've never been. I've been reading for 30. How old am I? 31 years, 32 years at this point. It's something I've never done. I'm sorry about that. We will light a candle for your mum though. She says not having a single candle holder. I'll just light a tea light. We've got tea lights. We've always got tea lights. But we will light a candle and ask that the surgeons know their shit, and ask that, you know, can I pop it on the altar? I'm not going to put it on the Day of the Dead altar. I'll just pop it here. There we go. So we'll ask that the surgeons know what they're doing, that the universe helps guide their hands, and that basically your mum heals as well as she possibly can from whatever surgery she's having. So we'll happily do that for you, my darling. And yeah, I just, tarot's an awkward one when it comes down to medical things. I've had people have asked over the years many times. So yeah, unfortunately, I can't do it. But you can always come in next Sunday when Mum is feeling a bit more up to it and feeling great and like living life and all of that malarkey, and then get a reading for how she's going to be in the weeks ahead. That might work. Right then, I've got I haven't got anything to hand, Melinda. I'm not going to go searching right now, my darling. So it would just have to be a tea light. That's fine. The universe knows. The universe knows. Right. So then, mods, who else instead of DL? Oh, no, honestly, it's absolutely not a problem. We light candles here for people that are having surgeries, DL. We absolutely do. And it's something that we genuinely, we do because we actually do care. I know it sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But we do care about people that come in because you are exchanging energy with us here on the live. The mods have said Ellis. Did Ellis ask a question? I didn't even see Ellis asked a question. Hang on, let me go back up in the chat. Oh, there we go. I've got your question, Ellis. I didn't even see you ask a question, my friend. Right, okay then. So I will swap cameras. Let's swap to this. Oh, in fact, I can even do this. If I move that, hang on a second. Here we go. Look, I can do it like this if you want. There we go. Card cam. Hello. So we've got the alternative one as well. So a general reading for Ellis. Rabina Sahanta, good evening to you as well, my darling. I've just seen you popped a question in. I've just seen you pop up. Hello, my darling. Who else have I not said hello to? Have I said hello to everyone? Hopefully I've said hello to everyone. Yes, as Patricia says, please copy and paste. Select and copy your question. Get ready to paste it on the next round, okay? We're going to start with a reading tonight then for Ellis. DL, obviously I wish you and your mum, I hope the surgery goes incredibly well. I am quite positive that it will. I don't know what the surgery is, but I'm not getting a bad vibe, put it that way. But I think it will be good. So whatever it is, fingers crossed that it's all good. And my, as I say, my gut feeling is that your mum will be around on Sunday to ask a question of herself, if that makes sense. So I don't think there's anything spooky-ooky, particularly horrendous going on, because it really does feel as if mum's going to be asking a question on Sunday. Right then, so here we go. We've got, move my keyboard down, get into position. I know, right, I'm all 6s and 7s tonight. Normally it only takes me 15 minutes or waffle time, but here we go. Also, a lot of my autumn clothes are too big because I've lost weight. Like, it's really annoying me. Anywho, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about that. Let's just crack on, Lisa, with the bloody reading, shall we? So here we go for Ellis. Wispy. Ellis would like a reading. Ellis wants a general reading for November. I nearly said October. I don't even know what month we're on. How bad is that? A general reading for November, please, for Ellis. He's got a lot of changes happening. You're going through changes. Here we go. I know, right? I shouldn't sing. Sorry, everybody. I am a horrendous singer these days. Even Rufus tells me that. You used to be able to sing, and now. Not now. You're out of practice. God, you're bloody awful. Doesn't quite say that, but I know what he means. Is that a single card? Look at that, Ellis. You've got a card flip. Because you know Wispy. Wispy loves flipping cards. Oh, right. Okay. This is where I realised you can't see what the cards are. So we will do that. Also, the reflections are unreal. There we go. The Hierophant is your clarifying or modifying card. Let me just whack it onto there so we can see it. There we go. What does the Hierophant mean? Well, the Hierophant is the teacher, the guru, the leader. The Hierophant is the one that is absolutely 100% talks about guidance, guiding you through, guiding you towards something. The Hierophant is the one who is knowledgeable, has the keys to the knowledge, basically. So you can see here we've got these two supplicants in front of the Hierophant, and the Hierophant has this magical key to knowledge, to wisdom. You can also see in the background we've got white wings which look like angel wings. So this is a church type setting, because traditionally the Hierophant is seen as a papal figure. like a pope, or like a bishop even. So often the Hierophant talks about being a guru, a spiritual leader. In the way that I read it these days, it's not just a spiritual reader, Ellis. It's somebody who is more about having not insider knowledge, but having insight, being wise, being able to be the leader, and to be the person that others go to for advice. Does that make sense? So I don't know whether it's saying you need to be the Hierophant or you need to find a Hierophant. I don't know quite which way round that is. I'm sure it will come clear. But yes, either way, it's a positive card, and it's a major arcana card to pop up in the clarifying card. So we'll see what happens, because if that's clarifying and it's opening up more questions than it's answering, we'll see exactly what it's trying to answer. So we've got the Page of Wands coming in the Where You Are Now. So this is baby steps, a fresh start, new beginnings with the Page. We've got the Four of Pentacles coming in. No, sorry, it's not the 4 at all, Lisa. It's the 5. V is 5. So we've got the Page of the Flaming Nora, the 5 of Pentacles coming in, which is interesting because Pentacles is often seen as work, career, finance. In this one, it's very much about growth. Very much about growth. And you can see we've got this rainstorm happening, but still very much about growth. And then we've got the Fool reversed on the outcome. Now listen, the Fool in tarot doesn't mean that you are being foolish or naive or things like that. I will go into it as to what this is. So this is looking ahead for the whole of November, or for, the next few weeks. Page of Wands, Where You Are. Now the Page of Wands is, I don't know why I keep pushing them up the desk so no one can see them. And why is that really crooked? Bear with, everybody, bear with. There we go. The Page of Wands. Pages are that youthful energy. We're not talking teenage energy. We're not talking rebelliousness. We're talking very young, very innocent, very naive. So it does feel as if whatever's happening at the moment, there is, and when I say naive, I don't mean like hoodwinked. I don't mean that you were ignorant or anything else. It's just you're naive in that truest sense of this is the first time ... So I don't know whether this is you're moving in with your partner. I don't know whether you are just, the job is a completely different change, or what this is. But there is something here saying that you are doing something either for the first time or something that feels very new. So again, that Page energy is coming in. But because it's Wands, it's saying that it's almost like you are feeling a bit more confident for the first time. You're having more of you're feeling a little bit more secure. You're starting to feel a bit more positive and a bit more self-esteem, basically. You're starting feeling a bit better about your place in the world and what you have to offer the world and that sort of thing. Which is a really good position to be in, especially coming up when you've got the 5 of Pentacles coming in, because this is that work career card. Finances, work, career, but it's also effort and growth. Now, effort and growth particularly feel very relevant to this card and to the Fool, because the card is saying, look, you are moving forward, you are growing, you are changing. But 5s are also, quite importantly, about taking time to recognize where you are, right? Taking time to kind of pause and say, well, a lot's happening, a lot's been happening. Where am I now? Let's just take stock. Let's just see, what the lay of the land is. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far I've still got to go. Let's just make sure that everything is going the way that we want it to. And that 5 is just that way of checking in, basically. It's asking those questions and doubling down and just making sure, look, we're part of the way through this journey. There's been a lot of upheaval and a lot of change happened recently. Maybe we need to just check in and make sure that, the things we're doing, the directions we're heading in are the right directions. Does that make sense? Because it does feel as if there's a lot of growth here. I love the iconography of this card. The fact that it's got a very clear rainstorm happening, which is awesome. So you've got this rainstorm and the crows are just weathering it. You've got these 2 crows here that are on the ground. These 3 are up here in the tree. It's almost giving cups, where you've got 3 upright and 2 spill. It's almost giving that type of energy. It's very much about, look how far you've come, look where you are on this journey, and look at where you've still got to go, and just almost pause and feel the rain on your skin. No, feel the feel where you are. Like, enjoy the process of what is happening. Don't just kind of, especially when there's so much has changed, don't kind of just go, okay, we're just going along, I'm just running full pout. Like, stop, smell the coffee, smell the roses, take stock of where you are. Really, really, really focus. And I guess it's talking about mindfulness and being mindful of your journey. The Fool, though. The Fool is the first tarot card. It's the 0 card, which I absolutely love that this one doesn't have a number. There is no number on this card. You can see on the Hierophant, where we've got the 5, there is no number on this card. I love it so much. But what this is saying is, the Fool, if it was this way round, is starting that journey. It's moving along for the first time, discovering things as you go. I don't think that this is... Oh, excuse me. I don't think that this is necessarily saying that you are... Oh, hang on, Wispy. I'm getting. Okay. Again, looking through the Hierophant. Looking at the Hierophant with this. It kind of feels like right, hang on. How can I interpret this that Wispy's giving me? Excuse me, my coffee is repeating on me. It kind of feels, Ellis, that you're Dorothy, picked up by that tornado and taken to Oz. And it almost feels that there's been so much change has happened recently that this pause card is absolutely what you need to do. Because I don't know whether you are feeling anxious or feeling nervous or feeling a bit overwhelmed with the amount of change that's going on, because it kind of feels, this card is giving me this feeling of, the Fool normally is happy to go on the Fool's journey. It's what the Major Arcana is all about, is the Fool's journey, meeting the other characters in the tarot and learning life's lessons along the way. It kind of feels like, I don't know whether you're doubting whether you've rushed into things, or whether there is an element here of, like, things have moved so quickly you haven't had time for your brain and your emotions to catch up yet. But it absolutely feels like you are feeling rushed, and you are feeling a little bit like maybe a bit out of your element because there's been so much change. Especially with this Hierophant card, I think you need to seek advice. I think that's what the Hierophant is giving. I think you need to maybe ask for some advice from somebody, whether that is it's somebody you know, somebody you hold in high esteem, somebody you think of quite highly, who is quite wise, but maybe a little bit preachy at times. It does feel that you need to find that guidance, because this, certainly with this Fool card being reversed, it really is giving me this feeling of, okay, right, so we did this and then we did this and now I've done that and now we're here and right, so what's next? Where am I? Well, I'm here and well, I guess right, okay, what do we do now? Do you know what I mean? When you haven't yet had time to catch up with yourself on this journey. I hope that helps. It completely backs up this idea of there being a lot of firsts and a lot of new experiences that you're going through. I do think your confidence is growing, but I do also think there's a part of you that's like, wowza, this was super fast, super quick, super major upheaval. And it's almost like you've got emotional whiplash from it all. Whoever the Hierophant is for you, ask their advice, seek them out, whether it's a spiritual person or whether it's a secular person. Seek that advice on how you move forward in terms of everything. It could be that you need a bit of counselling support because everything's happened really fast. It could be that you need, to speak to, I don't know, a parent, an elder, someone in the family, an old friend, someone who has got a bit of wisdom where you can just say, bloody hell, this is all what's happening. Like, flipping heck, my life has got really hectic. And I think you just need to touch base. You need to feel grass. Do you know what I mean? I hope that helps. I really do hope that helps. But anyway, thank you very much for your question. And yeah, I hope that's given you some sort of answers. Right then, let's have a look in that there chat. Your internet went a bit wishy-washy. You're catching up on the reading now. Thanks again, Lisa, for your reading. No problem at all. Let me know if there's anything you want me to go over. In the meantime, let's have a wee look. Why did my chat just jump? That's really useful. In the meantime, I think it is that time again where I need to press this magic button. And a new round is open, everybody. The round is open. So whatever you are doing, no, not whatever you're doing, whatever you want answered, do please go ahead and pop your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. And one of those should be chosen at random by the keeper of the questions. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you. Right, I've got a person selected, or the people have selected a person. The mods, the keeper of the questions has selected a person. Right, we can do. Let's do this. Sending out 5 gifted memberships. We'll see who gets them. They're done completely at random. So yay! 5 people have randomly received gifted memberships. And shall I do, I think I can do that. That's the last 5. You can do 10. So there we go. Those have gone out. Fabulous. Amazing, 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 fantastic. Right, who did we pick? Oh, not we, as if I've got anything to say with it. Divine Timing. Good evening, Divine Timing. Let me have a look. Oh gosh, hang on. Here we go. Here we go. Divine Timing. Where is Divine Timing? Divine Timing. There we go. What is the energy around you and Zed? I've got no idea, but we'll ask the questions. What's the energy around you and Zed? Oh my gosh, apologies if lots of noisy noise just went off. Oh, I think I might have just turned that off. Amazing, amazing. If I did, that is absolutely amazing. Yay, I think I did. Yay! Oh, that's so good. I've been trying to do that for ages. Right then, let's have a look. So, we'll do the clickety ringety ringety. So then, Divine Timing, Wispy, Divine Timing would like to know what is the energy around them and Z. The price of membership went up. Did it? It shouldn't have done. It should be $2.99. Oh, maybe due to the exchange rate. Yes, possibly. Possibly. I've got no control of that. It should be set to £2.99 in the UK, which I think that's the lowest that it can be set at, I think. There was a reason it was $2.99. I think that's the lowest one I can do with the doodahs. But yes, right then. Good evening, Firebird Paradise. When it's a name, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to pronounce the S or not. I know, I'll just throw a load of cards over there, Lisa, why don't you? It's one of those things, it's a bit like debris. Increasingly, people say debris. And it used to really annoy me. Because I'd be like, no, it's not debris. The S is silent. It's debris. You know, like, the builders were in and they were putting me in a new conservatory. And so they had to knock the wall down. And there was debris everywhere. There was debris absolutely everywhere. It was shocking. It was $5. Computer, how much is £2.99 in dollars?
£2.99 is about $3 and 93 cents.
No, it should be $3.93. Hang on. Let me have a look. 1 second. Oh, I've got stuff to download. I haven't got my media kit and things. Memberships. Right, I'm on my memberships. There's two different ones, Melinda. There is the $2.99 rate and the $4.99 rate. So if you want to swap down to the $2.99 rate, you can do. Computer, how much is £4.99 in American dollars?
£4.99 is about $6 and 56 cents.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be $5. I don't understand why that could be $5 unless it's YouTube adding money onto it. I've got no idea, to be honest with you, Melinda. Absolutely no idea. I'm sorry about that. I will have a look. £5.47. And I have no idea unless YouTube is setting its own exchange rates, I have no idea, my darling. I'm sorry about that. Drop it down to the lower level. Yeah, drop it down to the $2.99 level. It'll be about $3.50, I think she said. I've got no idea. That isn't... It's still set to $2.99 and $4.99 on this, because I can't get rid of the $4.99 one because they can't like move them over to the lower one. Anyway, right. Who was I reading for? I've completely and utterly got sidetracked with my brain. Brain, what is brain? Here we go, divine timing. Wispy, what is the energy around divine timing and Z? That's what we want to know, or Z. Again, isn't that weird, isn't it? How when I was a kid, it was absolutely always 100% Z. You never said Z, and it's only recently with us taking more Americanization of language that Z is become almost the default. Right, let's have a look. So we have where you are now, my darling. We've got the 6. No, we don't. We have the 4 of Pentacles reversed. What you need to know, we've got the 6 of Swords, and you've got the 7 of Swords coming in your potential outcome. Right, okay, so the 4 of Swords. This is trying to, sorry, the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles. This is trying to keep your feet on the ground. So I don't know whether you and Z are in a relationship at the moment, or quite what is happening in terms of that. But it really does feel as if oh, hang on 1 second. No, it's not bringing the chat up on the screen. It really does feel as if you're trying to not float away in the clouds, right? You're trying to keep your feet on the ground and keep your, I guess, your wits about you in terms of the energy around you two. It feels like you're trying to remain grounded. However, because this is reversed, I don't think that's going well. So I don't know whether the two of you are in a sort of relationship or a situationship, but it feels very much as if you are I don't want to say what is it, Wispy? Because all I'm getting from Wispy is it's all in your head. Carried away. I don't know whether you're getting a bit carried away with the connection, and maybe you need to sort of come back to earth a little bit, come back to grounding a little bit. It feels very much like, oh, how can I put this without it being, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say what Wispy's given me. It feels very much like you've got a bit ahead of yourself, put the cart before the horse, and that maybe you are reading too much into it, seeing things that aren't there, possibly. Does that make sense? Because this card is really saying you've not kept your feet on the ground. You've not stayed focused. It's almost like this card talks about, in a lot of decks, you see somebody with standing on 2 pentacles and 2 of them are up in the air and they're sort of reaching up in this position. And it's this idea of, you know, learning to stay grounded, and it's fine to spend a little bit, but you need to keep grounded with it and not spend everything. 4s are also about stagnancy, and this is stagnancy. This is saying there is, oh, how can I put it? It feels like simultaneously whatever your connection is with Z, it feels like you've both, as in you have both, not the two of you, but that you've somehow jumped ahead in your mind several steps whilst also nothing's happening. Does that make sense? It's like, yeah, I just keep getting this, it's all in your head. And I don't mean that in a really negative way. I don't mean that you're imagining things, but it's almost like, you know how when people, here we go. You know how a lot of people have a wedding book that they've been putting pictures in since they were kids, and it's like, here's my book, here's the dress I want, here's the hairstyle I want, here's the flowers I want, and it gets updated over time, but it is this massive sort of thing that, and then they meet someone and they go, oh, I've got the wedding book, that's what I'm going to do, and they immediately start planning the wedding in their head, even though they've only been together for a couple of weeks. Or with a child, if you have a child, you immediately start planning, you know, oh, this is my child and they are born with a vagina, therefore it's a girl, therefore, you know, as father, I'm going to walk down the aisle with her. As mum, we're going to dress up in the same clothes. You don't even know who that child is yet. They haven't shown any personality. And as soon as they get to teenagers, you know, they turn into an emo. And they don't want to wear pretty little pink dresses, same as mum. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like there is this... You start planning and imagining that possible future before it's even got anywhere. The reason I'm saying is that feels awkward is because in the what you need to know, we've got the 6 of Swords. Swords and also the 7 here. Swords for me is trouble and strife, obstacles, challenges, hardships, hurdles, all of those things that we grow from in life. Now, the thing about the 6 is it's about community. It's about that sense of the people around you and who you belong with. And it's almost like, I don't know whether there's pressure from externally in terms of the connection that you two have. I don't know whether your friends may be going, oh, be careful, he's a bad un, or whatever else. But it does feel a little bit like your circle, your squad, your gang, your group are going to be difficult, or his group are going to be difficult. It's almost like I'm looking for anything that isn't Romeo and Juliet, because people see Romeo and Juliet as really romantic. It isn't. Romeo and Juliet is all about two very, very young teenagers thinking they're in love and ending up offing themselves because of it over a very short period of time. And it doesn't feel quite like that, but it does feel as if there are some pressures here from outside. So whatever this energy is around you, whatever this connection between the two of you is, it wouldn't surprise me if there were... how can I put it? If there was... missed appointments, or if family things came up. Does that make sense? If there was suddenly family emergency, or suddenly, you know, and it wouldn't surprise me if that was being used either as an excuse or as if it was a genuine, you know, I don't know. In my head, I'm getting... Wispy is giving me 90 Day Fiancé, which is where, you know, two people that meet for the first time and then go off for 90 days and get married. And I'm not at all saying that that's what this is, but it feels very quick, and it feels very much like a... mother-in-law or maternal figure somewhere in the picture is kind of going, oh, I don't think you should be with this person, I don't think that, I don't think this. I don't know what this is in relation to. With a 3-carder, I don't know what Wispy is giving me, but I am absolutely getting this impression that that this is a date type situation for a start. I don't think it's a workmate. What's the energy around you and Z? I don't think you work in the same office, and Z is for Zoran, who, you know, is the one eating your yogurt in the lunch hour. I don't think it's that. It feels very much like this is a potential romantic situation, even though there's nothing here. But Wispy's giving me all of these romantic scenarios. The outcome here, we've got the 7 of Swords. This is not a great card. It really isn't. The 7 of Swords is about, you can see this this crow is trying to fly off with all of these swords that they've stolen, right? They've stolen all these swords, arguably from a battlefield, and they've picked them up from the corpses. But they've taken all of these swords and they're trying to fly off. But they were also trying to take these other 2 that they've had to drop. And they couldn't even take these ones. So the trouble, the hurdles, the challenges that you 2 are going to face between you and Zed, whatever this is, if you aren't at loggerheads already, then it feels like you will be. And it feels like family or friend circle is the cause of it. I don't know why. Wispy, I'm going to pull another card. Make sense of this for me, Wispy, because I'm not quite sure how we're getting from what you keep giving me in my head, these signals of, you know, proper relationship and star-crossed lovers and all of these things with what these 3 cards are saying, because there's no cup card, there's no romance card, there's no majors. What is going on between Divine Timing and Zed? And we're going to pull from the deck. I'm going there. Ooh. Are you being played? Are you being played? I think you're being played, my darling. I don't know why. As soon as that justice card came up, my brain went, oh, justice. Oh, it's reversed. Injustice. Is this a legal thing? Nope, you're being played. I think you're being played, my darling. I'm not sure what this means, but I think you're being played. And what I mean by that is you're either being promised a relationship when there can't be one, or you think it's a relationship and it's actually a booty call, or you are, it could be like a long distance thing where you're being catfished even, or there's something there around this where it's like, whatever this connection is, Zed isn't being honest. They're not being totally upfront. And I think you know that. But more than that, if they are giving you excuses of, I can't come over and see you because of XYZ. I can't, you know, oh, we were supposed to go to the cinema on Thursday. I know, right? Look at me. That's the only things that we do as a date now. But I was supposed to go to the cinema on Thursday, and oh, that can't happen now because I've got to take my poorly mum to hospital. Or I've got to, you know, my sister's having a baby and I've got to be on standby. And all of those excuses, that's very much what this feels like, my darling. This idea of this injustice, it absolutely feels like you are being played. Now, again, this is not relationship advice. This is not counselling advice. What I would say is have this in the back of your mind when you and when you and Z are together, or when you're talking, or when you're, you know, whatever you're doing together, have that in the back of your mind, because it really does feel, if an alarm bell goes off for you, listen to it. If something goes off and says, oh, this doesn't feel 100%, listen to it, because it could well be that you are being played by someone who either doesn't want to commit but is dangling that carrot, or is getting something else out of the connection. Like, Zed's getting what they want out of it and promising you that you'll get what you want out of it, but as long as they're getting what they want, they're happy. I don't know whether that's a physical thing or whether that's an emotional thing or what it is, but it feels very much like you are this injustice of it is you're not getting anything out of it the same way that Zed is. Hope that makes sense. It's a bit vague. I'm sorry that it's vague. It's a bit of a difficult one to read because I've got no clear idea of what this relationship between you two of you is, apart from this idea of you getting played. And I don't even know whether that is getting played in terms of like a boss dangling the carrot of keep doing this work and as the stand-in temporary manager, and you know, one day you might be made permanent, whereas actually the company's going to keep you dangling on that carrot for forever. I don't think it's that. It feels more relationship-y, even though the cards don't really back that up, but it does feel more relationship-y. Anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. I'll have a look in that there chat and see what it is. That last part makes sense. Oh, I'm glad, but also I'm sorry, but yay. You feel like it. What's the, I don't know what that is. Interesting. Maybe on his end. The Notebook is romantic instead of Romeo and Juliet. No, because you've got the reason I was getting Romeo and Juliet is like, or even West Side Story, which I know is the same story. It's this idea of two almost opposing families or opposing circle. It's this idea of friends or family. You're just not understanding him right now because he's not being entirely truthful, I think. No external pressure on your end. You're okay with slow. You just need communication. You're okay with him telling you he isn't interested. You had 2 different 3-hour conversation and then he asked you out. That's good then. So what's the issue with it? Oh, he stood you up. Oh, what a bastard. Unless he was in hospital and can provide photos and evidence, or somebody had passed away or somebody else was in hospital really close to him, there is no excuse. I take it he didn't message or text or anything. If you were supposed to have coffee today and he's not done it, then absolutely, oh my God, he is a player. You're being played. That injustice card, absolutely. Because you're not, well, because I'm not chasing, I'm not calling him or anything of the such, but you're disappointed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Move on. Move on. Find someone that will turn up for coffee at the very minimum. That is BS. I'm sorry. That is total BS. If he hasn't rung you or commented or text or whatever communication you had, then again, it's not worth your time. And he will probably say, oh, something came up. I had to work late or I had to do this. Well, you've got a bloody phone. You could have texted or rung or WhatsApped or Snapchatted or, you know, there are 50 million different communication apps these days. He could have got in touch with you if it was important. He doesn't deem it important, therefore he's playing you, which is exactly what that injustice card said. But yeah, thank you very much for your question, Divine Timing. Listen, all the best, my darling, but don't take no shit. Don't take no nonsense from him. Absolutely. Right, let's go on with another round. As always, if you would like a reading, please do pop your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. One of them will be selected at total random. If you want to guarantee that you get yourself guarantee that you get a reading, you can do so by sending a super chat of any amount. If you want a longer question, you can do so by sending a super chat of at least £8 or $10 or the equivalent in your currency. The mods do check that. So yeah, just in case you didn't hear any of that. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Indeed, right, let's have a wee look. Keeper of the questions. Oh, keeper of the questions. Who have we got? Oh, keeper of the questions. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what's in the book. What's that from? That's from a thing. Robina. Hang on. Robina, good evening, Robina, my darling. What's to come in November for you, my darling? Let's have a wee look. I will just pour out some coffee juice, taro juice, as we call it, because taro fluid. I was wearing a t-shirt earlier. Actually, I was wearing a pink t-shirt earlier on the other stream, but then I changed, and when we took the dogs out, I whacked a t-shirt on under this because it's quite thin, and it just said fueled by coffee and chaos. And I thought, yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Oh my gosh, look at your name, Maria Amethyst Selenite. Oh, that's a lovely name. That is a beautiful name, Maria. Can you not send it in caps, please? Because that's really rude. It's shouty. But Rabina, the mods have randomly, or the Keeper of the Questions mod has randomly selected you from the questions. I don't know how that's done, but we've got a... Why is this? Why does it just keep moving? Is it me? Stay still. I think I might need to tighten up a screw, actually. That might make sense. Right then, so we are going to ring that bell. In just 1 second, let me just grab... Oh, I just need to grab the question so I can see the question. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. Have you seen Daniel Radcliffe as a very kinky priest do that in whatever the... I don't know what the series was. It was incredibly funny though. And he can actually pull off PVC incredibly well. Although you don't see him pull it off, but you see him wearing it. Can't remember what it was. It was in something. I saw it on a YouTube clip and I was like, oh! Go on, Daniel, my son. Right then, let's have a look. I don't know what that is, Patricia, my darling. What is that link? Hold on. I don't know what that is, Patricia. If it's meant for now, I'll have to have a look in a minute, my darling. Right then, Rabina, let's do your cleansing. I'm all out of sorts today. It's because I keep hearing fireworks and I don't like them going bang, bang, bang. It's really putting me off my stride. I know, right? I said it was putting the dogs off, but it's really starting to get to me nerves, I think. Oh, very, very clear jump. The Seven of Wands. Oh, Rabina. So you've got a Seven of Wands coming up for your reading. This is your clarifying or modifying card. So this is literally talking about there being a lot of difficult choices in terms of your confidence and how you see yourself at the moment. There's a bit of self-doubt creeping in somewhere. A bit of self-doubt, and maybe a little bit of having a look at Lioness, thank you very much. I'll get your reading. You'll be up next, my darling, with a 7-carder. A little bit of self-doubt creeping in, and a little bit of not sure if you made the right decision specifically. Does that make sense, Rabina? I don't know what that means, but it feels very much like this coming month there is a few... oh, right, okay. There's a few things happening in November for you. First of all, you've got a major arcana card. We've got the Tower. And I've got to say, the Tower card is... It's not the best card in the world to have coming up, but it is a card of upheaval, right? It is a card of the things that you thought were permanent fixtures in your life are kind of being pulled away a little bit. So the rug's almost being pulled from under you, because the Tower is all about, you can see here, we've got this flock of crows all around the Tower. And the top of the tower, the belfry bit, I don't know what that would be called. But the spire has been hit by lightning and is falling. And all of these crows are now dive bombing out of the way to save themselves. This element of the Tower is all about things being hectic, things being suddenly changed. There being a very, very sudden, short, sharp shock that is changing everything. It's literally the foundations of whatever is going on in your life right now. So whether that's a relationship or whether that is work, it's like the foundations have shifted. And because they've shifted, it's affecting everything else. And I don't know whether that is about all of your longer term plans, because coming up with this 7, it really does feel as if decisions you made already are going to be questioned. Like you're going to question, was that the right move? Was this the right move? And the thing is, the thing you need to bear in mind 100%, my darling, is 2020 hindsight. Oh, sorry, bear with. 2020 hindsight, right, is the best way of looking at things. Because with 2020 hindsight, looking behind after the event, you always make the right choice. Because you go, oh, I was in a casino, I had my car keys, I bet my car keys on red for a $12,000 bet, and it came up black, I lost my car. Or I was in a casino, I had my car keys, I bet my car on a $12,000 bet, I bet on red and it came up red and I won £12,000. Wasn't that an amazing choice that I made? Look at me, aren't I great? In hindsight, we know whether you should have done that or not. At the time, you make the best decision you can. Do you know what I mean? And I think this is what this is saying. Whatever's gone on, as much as it's caused an upheaval, as much as it's caused a big short, sharp shock, as much as things have completely changed, you absolutely need to just keep plodding forward and deal with the repercussions of what's happening. Don't go down the blame game, but just deal with whatever's happening. Because in your what you need to know, you've got the Knight of Wands. Again, Wands is all about your sense of security, your sense of confidence. The Knights are people that do it anyway. They act first, think later. They act very confidently, even if they don't feel it. These are the epitome of fake it till you make it, right? They absolutely are. They go off a little bit half-cocked at times. That is kind of one of their downsides to the Knights. They do jump in where angels fear to tread, and they don't get all the facts first, and they don't listen to the warnings. But on the good side of a Knight, the good energy that they bring is that they are dedicated, they are committed, and they are absolutely 100% able to have that sort of, once they've made a decision, they live by it, is what I'm trying to say. Do you know what I mean? Once they've, whether it turns out to be right or wrong in the long run, when they've made that choice, when they've made that decision, they live by that choice. They go heads on, they go all guns blazing, head first into that choice. Even if other people are like, oh my God, shouldn't we have weighed things up first? Should we have done this, done that, done the other? Knights are the ones who go, the time for waiting is over. Let's go. We ride at dawn. Do you know what I mean? So I think this is, whatever's going on in November, it's all going to be about, you've just got to make the best of a bad situation, deal with things as they come up, make your choice, and then be prepared to live with that choice. We are going to get towards the end of the month, I think you are going to have this upswing. So it might be calamitous at the beginning of the month, but by the end of the month, things are going to turn around a little bit, because we've got the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles for me gives very Empress energy in terms of the abundance side of the Empress. So Queens are a little bit more empathetic, Queens are more nurturing, and they are also a little bit more compassionate and more about the needs of the people rather than the needs of the kingdom, whereas the king is all about like the bigger picture. The queens are more about the individual people, and what I mean by that is that this feels like it's bigger picture stuff, but it feels like by the end of the month, whatever the emotional things are, whatever the emotional nurturing element that the Queen provides, this is about growth, and this is about moving forward. So if there is a financial upswing coming your way, look out for that. If there is a career upswing coming your way, look out for that. Or if there is just something that is growing, that is enabling you to move forward, to have a better life, to have a more grounded life, then absolutely go for it. It does feel, we do have, like, we've got the rabbit, which is a symbol for fertility. We've got the butterfly, which is a symbol for change and rebirth. We've got, I think they are supposed to be pomegranates, which is a sign of ... I can't remember. I think, again, it's fertility. And by fertility, in Pentacles, we don't mean necessarily babies. It's about that abundance. It's about that sort of maybe some financial support or career-wise, having that picking up. Whatever it is, I think whatever's happened, right, whatever this is, where everything came a bit crashing down and you've had to make those decisions, I think you just have to live with the decisions and realise with this Queen that whatever's gone on, it's like the nurturing, caring, supportive side of this Queen comes out on top. The financial growth, work, career side of it, that comes into play alongside it, right? So it almost feels like November and probably October and whatever, all of these changes were pretty short, sharp shock. And now we're headed into there being a more positive, I would say end of the year, but I don't really do end of year readings. I don't really do like 2-month readings as such, but it does feel as if you're on an upswing to come. And whatever this is, my darling, listen, you've made the best decision that you're able to make at the time. Even if the outcome isn't great, even if there are things that you have to deal with afterwards, even if the fallout, again, from the tower, even if that fallout is difficult to deal with, you've made the right choices. And certainly at the time you made all these decisions, you made the best choice you could, right? With the information available to you. So whatever else has happened, I don't think you could have made a better decision, even though it feels like you may be second guessing things, right? You did the best job you could in the moment. You're moving forward, and hopefully things are looking much brighter to come. The Queen of Pentacles, for some reason, this card is giving me both autumn with the pomegranates, I don't know why, but spring with these, I don't know whether they're poppies or daffodils or what they are, but with these flowers and this leaping rare, you know what a hare and a rabbit mixed is? It's a rare. With this leaping hare, it feels very much like you are going into, for you, a spring, even though we're going into December by this point. Do you know what I mean? It's like whatever's happened, it's like this is your spring. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes any sense. But anyway, thank you very much for your reading, for your question, sorry. I would say end of the month, into December, things are going to improve and things are going to feel more positive. I hope that helps. Thank you very much for your question, my darling. Right, let's have a look in that there chat. Hi, Mitch. Rabina. You've been reflecting on your past. You had breast cancer surgery in July. Oh my God. You're now having radiotherapy. The cancer chapter is coming to an end. Hopefully discharged in December. Oh, fingers crossed for you, my darling. Oh my God, I'm so sorry you've gone through that. Cancer is shit. Cancer sucks. I'm so sorry you went through that, my darling. I am very, very happy to hear that you will hopefully be discharged next month. That is great news. That is really good news that you're on that road to recovery. Boy, does that make sense of the tower being your what's come, where you are. My God, it must feel like your entire life got turned upside down. Wow. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for feeling you were able to share that, Rabina. All I can say is this card gives me hope and positivity and spring vibes. I don't think this card would have come up if things were looking more bleak in the future, put it that way. Right, again, no health advice, no nothing else. It really does feel as if things are going to get better and you are going to have a brighter winter. Do you know what I mean? A sunny winter. Does that make sense? And again, that rebirth card with the butterfly or the moth or whatever the Red Admiral is. That's awesome. I'm so sorry you've gone through that, Rabina. I really am. And all I will say to anybody that gets a cancer diagnosis, do you know what? It's the very best time to get it. If you're ever going to get cancer, now is the very best time to get it, because a year ago, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, technology was a little behind where we are now. Every single year, advancements are made, new techniques are made, new tablets are released, new forms of radiotherapy are released. We are forever, as a species, learning how to deal with cancer and how to treat the various different types of cancer. So if you're ever going to have it in your lifetime, whenever you get it is the best time. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's the best time for you to get it, because as we move forward in time, things get better. The surgery that I had is done with a laser. It would have been going in manually cutting it out of my bladder. It was done with a laser. Do you know what I mean? It's not, it was keyhole. Years ago, it would have meant going in and cutting big chunks away and having massive scar tissue. So for me, 10 times better than it used to be. In terms of breast cancer care, there is so much more known about it these days. There is so much more survival rates. There is so much more hope than there used to be even 10 years ago. It is honestly it's one of the few things where I think I am very grateful to be in 2025. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd quite like to be in 2055, do you know what I mean? But in 2025, I'm so grateful that for me, my cancer journey happened when it did, because things were already quite advanced. Right then, I do have one of these to read. So a super chat. Lioness, thank you very much for your question. I think this is going to be the last reading tonight. In fact, it will absolutely be the last reading tonight. Look at the time. So then, Lioness, I'm going to do your reading right now. So we're going to cleanse the space. And I'm going to bring in Wispy. And we're going to do you a 7-card reading, my darling. Will you get your dream job or any job by January? Okay, so Wispy, Lioness wants to know, will they get their dream job or any job by January? Ideally, their dream job. That's what we really want to know. So we'll ask it in a more open way. So what is ahead? What is the journey ahead, the path ahead? That's my hands. What is the path ahead for Lioness's career? What's Lioness's career path looking like in the weeks and months and years and days to come? It's more likely to be days, isn't it, rather than years? I don't read for years. I don't even know why I said that. But anyway, let's have a look, Wispy. Oh my gosh. Hands tonight do not want to do the readings. Right then, there we go. So this is the Traveller's Path spread as seen in Agatha All Along. Yes, it is a Marvel TV show. Yes, it did have tarot reading in it, and yes, this is a bloody awesome spread that I adore. So okay, Patricia, look at it later. It's about crows holding a grudge. They really do hold grudges. Right then, so where you are, my darling, this is the card. This is the card for you. You are the traveller. This is the card that represents you. We've got the, okay, the 8 of Swords. Okay, you're in a bit of an unexpected pickle at the moment. It's like you are waiting for your blindfold to be lifted. You are waiting to see the sign almost. Sevens are hurdles, challenges, obstacles in life. Sorry, not sevens. The swords are the hurdles, challenges, obstacles. And did I say this was 7? It's the 8. The 8 is about moving on to the 9, moving on those steps forward. This card, you can see the crow has this red ribbon wrapped around it. It's acting as a blindfold. This is about information being hidden from you or not having all of the facts at this particular moment in time. So I do think when you're talking about your dream job, I don't know whether your dream job is actually what you think it is, right? I don't know whether it's like you think you want to be an ice cream seller because you think that'd be lovely being, you know, having the ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling music in a lovely van going out, so you know, selling Mr. Whippies or whatever. Oh, that would be lovely, but it doesn't really pay very much in winter. And all summer you got to deal with snotty-nosed kids and their parents. What do you mean that's $4 for whatever? Like £4 for a 99. They used to be 99 pence when I was a kid. Yeah, that was 70 years ago, Grandma. Do you know what I mean? Whatever the dream job is, you haven't got all the info on it yet. So you need to look at that, right? You're kind of coming at this question from a bit of a blindfolded position. Does that make sense? Like you haven't got all the facts yet. Your quest though, your quest is, okay, it's the 5 of Cups. So how you move forward career-wise is you've got to absolutely recognise that whatever's gone on in your past can still help towards your future. Not everything is lost. You can see the crow has spilt these 3 cups of water. However, we've still got these 2 upright. So the crow looks upset that these 3 have gone over, have fallen, been spilt, and is forgetting about these upright ones. So your quest is about remembering that actually all is not lost. Everything is not as bad as it seems. There is still some hope. If you're not doing your dream job right now, or if you don't know enough about whatever this is, it's not a place of it's stopping you, right? The past cannot stop you. We stop, we pause, we look at what we've done and we move forward. You've got the tools to move forward. You absolutely do. Yeah, you might not want to be in the position you're in right now, Lioness, but you've still got the tools to move forward. All is not as bad as it seems on the surface, right? Because these 2 cups are still here. And this is an emotional card. Because cups is your emotional suit. There's a lot here around feeling less than, feeling negative, feeling that it was your fault however you ended up here. But as I say, this is the card that talks about there being a silver lining in amongst the clouds. This really is talking about there being hope and a way forward, even if you can't see it from where you are. So 3, this is the path behind you. What's come up behind you? We've got the Page of Cups reversed. Okay, again, pages are very youthful energy, very naive, very innocent energy. Cups, again, is your emotions. I don't know whether you were emotionally connected to a previous job or career, or whether there was a bit of a sort of naivety around what that career could possibly mean and around the whole situation, because again, Page of Cups is a very naive and very innocent card. Because this is reversed, I think that's been changed recently. Does that make sense? It feels like whatever happened, 10-2, whatever happened, I think it's a learning curve. Thank you, Wispy. That's what it feels like. It feels like a learning curve. It feels like the rose-tinted lenses have been taken away, my darling. In terms of the path ahead, we've got the 3 of Cups. This is all emotions. All to do with emotions. There's no pentacle here at all to suggest work. So I think this is all about your emotional way of dealing with your career path. 3s are about moving forward. 3s are about, in terms of the 3 of Cups, it's about sisterhood. It's about friends. It's about, you know, having that secure base and moving forward in confidence and in friendship and in having that circle around you. So I don't know whether this is saying to trust the people around you, trust the circle. So I don't know if your dream job involves other people. Like, of course it does, because all jobs involve other people. But what I mean is whether your career, whether your dream job is like being a singer in a band and your other bandmates are going to be going with you. Do you know what I mean? Or what this is. But it's definitely talking about having that emotional support. This is the sisterhood of the travelling pants, or whatever it was. This is very much about needing and getting that family support or friend support or loved one support, which is going to lead you forward. Okay, it's the path ahead. It's really positive, and it's about your emotional support network. Right, let's have a look. The obstacle, sorry, the Two of Cups. Now that's already come up this evening, and I know we've got the 2, the 3 and the 5, but that's already come up this evening, was placed back in the middle of the deck and then shuffled a lot. So that isn't a placement issue. That is literally the card that's meant to come up. So the obstacle is a loved one. So literally the path ahead is maybe your friendship circle, and the obstacle to this career is about a partner or a close family member almost not wanting you to move forward. So it's almost like you want to go and work on a Disney cruise ship, right? And that's your dream job. You want to go and play Princess Elsa on the ... Disney Disney Caribbean cruise line, right? So that's what you want to do. So all your friends are like, oh my God, you make such a good Elsa. You're a really good singer, everything else. But your partner is saying, oh no, I don't want you to go abroad for 6 months. Or your best friend is saying, oh, well, you're not actually that good a singer. Do you know what I mean? Whatever this is, this two of cups, however this is connected to you, this is absolutely saying that person's going to be an obstacle. That key important person in your life is going to be the challenge you need to overcome. That's going to be the blockage that you need to get past. The Windfall, the 8 of Cups, these are all cups. Sorry, I've got an itchy ear. The 8 of Cups is all about the journey to the 9. It's all about finding that peace, that happiness, that emotional stability to enable you to move forward and to seek out that happiness. Now this is reversed. I think this is saying you aren't going to realise that you are headed to seek out happiness and joy and all of those lovely things until you're already doing it, because it's come up reversed. And this is in the Windfall position. So it's almost like an unexpected bonus, an unexpected gift. This is really saying that Wispy, are we saying that this is dream job? So I want to say you're almost going to fall into it. Right? Whatever this is, you'll be on that path before you realise you're on that path. And that's why it's a windfall. So I don't know if that means you're going to meet again, let's go back to Disney Caribbean cruises. I don't know, you might meet somebody randomly when you're waiting for a job interview, and you randomly meet someone that's sat in the waiting area, and you're like, hi, oh, it's really good to meet you. Oh no, I'm here for an interview. I am a bit nervous, but do you know what? I think it'll be really, really great. And I'm really, I love Disney so much, and I would love to be able to give a little bit of that magic to the children. And I'm really looking forward to it. And, so that's why I'm here for this interview. I'm a little bit nervous, but I really, really, do you know what I mean? And you're enthusiastic, and you're giving off princess energy, right? And then it turns out that person in the waiting room is actually the boss of Disney Caribbean cruises, or whatever it might be. Do you know what I mean? And you've actually inadvertently impressed the boss. It's almost like that. It's almost like that. It's like this is going to come about in a very unexpected way. And it will lead to that, to the 9 of Cups, which is that really genuinely happy card. Right, let's look for your destination. Ooh, the Emperor reversed. The Emperor is a boss. Arguably the boss. The Emperor is the key person in the deck. They are the one that is in charge over and above the kings. The Emperor is the one that makes all of the decisions about the kingdom. Again, in my head, I'm seeing Disney World. I'm seeing white, blue castles, all of that malarkey. But the Emperor is the one who makes those choices. The Emperor here is reversed. This may well mean that the Emperor's controlling element may come into play, or it may be that you have that sort of control element about you, where you need to be a bit of a control freak, or you need to be, the one that is fully in control. But it absolutely feels like if your dream job, or whatever this is going into some sort of leadership position, it feels like it's on the cards, literally in the cards for you. However, be careful, because this reversal it can mean one of two things. It could either be that this will be not just falling into it, you will absolutely end up almost, how people end up, I said it earlier to in a reading, where it's like you've been a manager, or you've been stand-in manager, just keep doing that, keep doing it. We're not having interviews for a manager job position, but you just keep doing it. No, we're not paying you any extra. Just keep doing it. Have the responsibility, run that team. You just keep doing it. Do you know what I mean? There's something here around that where it doesn't feel quite locked in with that Emperor card, but it does feel very beneficial. I would say absolutely, in terms of any job, yes, wholeheartedly. In terms of dream job, quite possibly. But it might be you need to take any job and keep looking for dream job, and then be able to change later down the line. Do you know what I mean? There's something here about it not being an easy ride. There's something here about this emotional journey that you need to go on that will kind of unlock these doors. So I don't know what your dream job is, Lioness, but it really does feel that if you unlock this emotional path, that you will end up with this in charge, or as the boss, or as... Right, okay. Thank you, Wispy. Give me that again. Give me that again. You might have to... Let me get rid of this one. Hang on. No, not that one. Where is it, that one? You might have to actually do something in a similar field or in a completely different field to get the experience to go into one you want. So, for example, take example again, Disney Cruise, right? You might want to go, as I say, go and play Elsa at Disney Cruise. And that's your dream job. That's what you want to do above all else, right? That is your goal. That is where you want to end up. But before you do that, it almost feels like you have to go and work at an amusement park. Go and work at Butlins. Do you know what I mean? So you do something in that field to get some experience, that will then get you into that job that you want. Do you know what I mean? There is something here about you have to go round the houses in it and maybe get some more experience or get to know the job. A lot of people think they want to be vets until they realise how many animals they have to put down. A lot of people want to be in, nursing careers and things like that until they realise just how messy the human body is and just how much part of the job is to detach your emotions. And so if you're ever going to go and train to be a nurse, for instance, maybe go and work in an old people's home, go and work in a shelter, go and work in hospice care as a volunteer or as maybe a lower grade member before going for your nursing qualification, because that will tell you whether or not you're the type of person that can handle it. Do you know what I mean? There is something here where it's almost like you have to test the waters first. I hope that helps, my darling. I really do. I do think you need some experience, and also that will confirm whether you love dream job or not. I hope that helps. I really do. Thank you ever so much for your question. Oh my gosh, it's 4 minutes past. We are out of time. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much, Dial. I hope your mum is better soon. I hope she recovers well from her surgery, and we will see her next week. I understand and agree. Think of perhaps a temporary job. Yes. To see if I get it and like it. Yes. 100% yes. That's yes. 100% yes. Yes. I don't know what your dream job is, but hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. Love you, Dormouse. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Sending so much love and hugs. You're lovely. All correct about last job and the emotional part. There we go. I'm very good at this, I've been doing it 30 odd years. I know. It's a leadership job. That is your Emperor card. That is your Emperor card. That is amazing. Oh my God. And then you just put a yep. I don't know what that is. That is your Emperor card. Oh my gosh. Absolutely, Lioness. Absolutely. Go and get some experience in whatever the field is, in whatever leadership role it is. Not everybody is able to be a leader. A lot of people think they can lead and then they just haven't got it in them. Unfortunately, I seem to be someone that is seen as a leader. Or was in my previous sort of roles, and sort of naturally fell into that sort of position. But yeah, listen, for those of you, Maria, Mitch, who else was asking? I can't remember who else was asking for readings tonight. DL, everybody else who asked for a reading tonight but wasn't able to get one, do come back on next Sunday, where we will be doing some more readings from 7 p.m. UK time till 9 p.m. And yeah, don't forget, members, you can always ask in the members only streams. Even if I'm talking about nonsense, just ask. Just go, oi Lisa, shut up, give me a reading. And what else was I going to say? I can't remember. DL, best wishes for you and your mum. I know that her surgery is going to go well, and fingers crossed that her healing... Sorry, I meant to cross it. I'm so used to doing it the other way for magical stuff. But yeah, hopefully that everything will go fine, and we'll see your mum in the chat on Sunday for her reading. So there you go, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you so much to the members. You all are amazing. And of course, my biggest thanks always goes to the select few people who are the moderators on this channel. The people that give up their time and their Sunday evenings to keep everybody safe in the chat and to allow me the space to do the readings that we do. Thank you, everybody. I've had a really good evening, and I will see you all on the next one. And as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will definitely catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Join the Crow Collective. Help to support this channel by becoming a member here on YouTube. From £2.99 per month, you will gain access to members-only perks, live streams, competitions, sneak peeks and more. Just click on Join for more information. Thank you to all our members.
They're witches.
So, apparently I'm a witch.
'Cause she's a witch.
We've got a witch! I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch. I'm a witch. Sally just came out. Now the witch is back!